I'm Dr. Richard Fry, consultant child integrative psychiatrist and formerly a GP, and I've been in practice for nearly 40 years. I'm going to tell you about a case so you can see how I approach and think about issues that are brought to me. This was Chris. He came to me because he was struggling with homework and concentration, and his parents wondered if he might have ADHD. Now, I don't think of ADHD as a unitary entity any longer. I think lots of things can affect attention, and putting them all in a bin labeled ADHD and making them be the same thing and therefore treated the same way with stimulants to get them out seems to me to be a bit silly. So I like to think about what's lying behind things before deciding what to do. So Chris came. It turned out he had some interesting results. Let's have a look. So he had a low blood folate here. Below range, and he also had a low end B12. That's within the NHS range, but not high enough for me. And he also had some interesting thyroid things going on. Nothing significant yet, but they need an eye keeping on because he had a strong maternal family history of autoimmune difficulties, so that was worth thinking about. And then here's his gene map. So his gene map was very interesting because it shows a number of things. This is the serotonin pathway. This is what you eat, and it turns into that through manufacture in your body. But he has an upregulation here of this particular gene enzyme complex called IFNG. Red dot and two up arrows means it's upregulated, and he may end up making more of that than he needs and not enough of that, particularly if he has the purple cofactors, cortisol, which is your stress hormone, or inflammation, which can be due to lots of things. What might be stressing him? Well, he's just gone to secondary school. He's pubertal, he's got to make new relationships, he's got increased academic demands. So it's not impossible that he's stressed. And he doesn't eat much fish or vegetables at lunchtime, so he might not have many omega-3s and he might not have enough micronutrients for his needs. The other thing is he's got a down-regulated TPH1 enzyme complex, gene enzyme complex. So that means, for me, that his gut health has to be optimum because this is the enzyme in your gut that helps you convert that into serotonin before you take it upstairs and use it in your brain. Actually, his gut health was pretty good. And so this is a perfect demonstration of why your gene map is not your fate. It is merely the template you have to interact with the world. And it's the combination of those two things that's important. This is his dopamine and adrenaline pathway. So dopamine is the neurotransmitter that stimulant medication works on. It enhances dopamine effects. And that's why stimulants are given. But he has an upregulation to adrenaline with these two guys here. And so he may make that more easily than the next person, and he may drain his dopamine a bit too quickly. And he's quite good at getting rid of everything because of the green things here. So he may not have enough dopamine for his needs. And he may also have quite a high adrenaline, which won't help his anxiety because it's also your fight and flight hormone. And finally, this is his GABA pathway map. GABA is inhibitory and calming. Glutamate is exciting and stimulating, and you need a balance between the two to work properly. And his GABA receptors are shown here in terms of their sensitivity being reduced, so he may need more GABA than the average person. So he had a combination of things going on and effects on possibly all three major neurotransmitter pathways, which might be fine in primary, but possibly not in secondary for the reasons just mentioned, and that move may have tipped him over the edge. And this is his metabolic overview, which tells us that he needs, so red things are high need, he needs some B vitamins, particularly the B9 and folate, as we guessed he might, and B9, folate and B12. And he also needs some zinc and some omegas, as we also thought might be the case. So he was treated with some stimulants to help him immediately, along with work on his diet and metabolism, which I did via adjustments in what he ate, and also a small amount of supplementation. And the idea was to support his needs with medication while putting the other stuff right in the background so that eventually his medication needs may reduce or be eliminated altogether in an ideal world. There's also evidence that putting these kinds of things right helps you respond longer to a lower dose of the medication than might otherwise be the case, which has got to be a good thing. And Chris is doing well. More cases soon.